Maybe good
No,
Friday.
it's not. Stop. Be realistic.
I need to change the intro on days like today.
This is a sports show in the Valley. Nothing's
I
good.
know. And I said earlier, I go, maybe the Mercury will win tonight. And I went, no, it's not possible. You're watching the main event here, of course, on this Friday morning. Everybody's reeling from last night's shenanigans out there in Glendale. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and he got up early today to catch the Ryder Cup. He was so excited to see the U.S. showing. I said a month ago when the pairings were announced, the U.S. is getting their butts kicked. Well, Del Hellestrae is here, and he'll give us our update here, folks. Dale, how you doing first?
The Valley can't have nice things. The country can't have nice things. My goodness gracious. I mean, seriously, last night watching that football game, the whole night I'm thinking, there's nothing good about being a sports fan in the Valley.
Yeah, well, I was sitting in the stadium thinking the same thing. Like, why do I root for these teams?
Because the Dodgers already beat them bejesus out.
I didn't even turn it on.
I didn't even. No.
I had it on here about second inning. I went, nope, done with this. I don't need this negativity in my life as I'm stressed out driving around town to get to the Cardinals game. I don't need this in my life, so I turned it off.
Oh, and then you watched the football game last night, and they looked like they were the little sister of the poor for almost 3 quarters, and all of a sudden they played just good enough to get back and tie the game, and then what? Let's kick off 1 yard short of
stupid kickoff rule, man.
No. Stupid kicker. It's not a stupid kickoff rule.
No, the rule's stupid. I hate this dynamic kickoff.
But you know what the rule is.
I know.
If he kicks it to the 19, it's completely different.
But that's the thing. Missed it by a yard.
I know.
You have 20 yards to kick it into. That's like when I golf, and I'm like, why did I hit it 70 yards out of bounds? I have all this nice green to hit it in front of me, and I hit it over there.
Oh,
1 yard. That's the thing. It's one thing if he shanks it and misses it by 15 yards or something. 1 yard difference.
Goodness. and then this morning the Ryder Cup gets started, and evidently somebody forgot to wake up the Americans.
Yeah.
And they're still sleeping.
It's ugly. I said the Europeans were going to dominate this when they announced the golfers on the team. And I didn't know it'd be this bad though.
Oh, it's a replay of the last Ryder Cup, which was in Rome.
Yep.
And that again, when you start 0-4, so there's 4 matches this morning.
Yeah.
And then there's 4 matches this afternoon.
Yeah.
Right now, the USA has lost 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
They're 1 up in the 4th match.
Yeah. What hole are they on?
They're on the 15th hole.
Yeah,
right now.
that's my point. They're 1 up. It's only 3 holes left,
yes.
But 1 up is an easily recoverable deal. But it is DeChambeau that's 1 up, right?
No, it's Schauffele and Cantlay. The 2 people.
Shocker.
Like,
it would be them.
He's going to be the one bright spot.
And they're beating McIntyre Hovland as well, which is a really good pairing on the European side.
Yes.
Yeah, DeChambeau and Justin Thomas was playing Rahm and Hatton.
Yep.
They're 4-3. That was a domination.
Yeah. And so,
tell everybody what that means.
Yeah, if
for
you're
the
not a golf
people.
fan, what it means is when you play match play, so it's just the best score on each hole. Right now they're playing alternate shot. That means if it's Thomas and DeChambeau, Thomas hits the tee shot, DeChambeau hits the second shot, Thomas third until they get it in the hole. And whoever has the lowest score, if you tie, you tie.
Yeah.
But 4-3 means that Hatton and Rahm, 1, 2, 3. So they'd close. They have won more holes than Thomas and DeChambeau could catch up with. At I think that'd be 15th hole.
It was a 15th hole.
They closed them out.
The 3 means 3 holes left,
yes,
basically. So here's the thing: the Americans were 1 up through hole 6, hole 7. The European that group specifically, Rahm and Hatton tied it up, and then they had every hole after that till the 15th, and then the Americans couldn't win, so they just stop it. That's where you get the and 3. But I mean, just, they started off good and then just utter domination after that, just with that group. But then here's the thing, Scotty Scheffler, best golfer in the world. You have Henley with him, Auberg and Fitzpatrick there. I'm going to give Auberg his name credit here and say it properly. They won 5-3 on top of it. The best golfer in the world, Scotty Scheffler with Russell Henley, with Auberg and Fitzpatrick, Matt Fitzpatrick against them.
Yep.
The Americans tied 2 holes, lost every other one.
And again, that's the weird thing about this thing, because if you're looking at the European team, Fitzpatrick did not have a good year. Auberg, he's about average.
He's a better than average, but he's consistent.
I mean, average for this caliber of player.
He's not. Scotty Scheffler and Russell Henley should beat that pairing.
And they not even close.
2 holes tied. Other than that, Europeans ran away with it.
Absolutely unbelievable.
And then you got Morikawa and English there. They lost to McIlroy and Fleetwood, 5 and 4. That one I expected them to lose. I'm not going to lie.
Right. You just wish that they would have found a way to make it a little closer.
They didn't. That's the thing. Nobody's pushing them. The Europeans won every hole in that grouping. Morikawa and English didn't win or tie 1 hole.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know what to say.
It's just
bloodbath.
That's what you say. Bloodbath.
And you trying to lift my spirits. Well, maybe the Mercury win tonight.
Well, because you're over here, because I know you're picking TCU tonight. You've announced that all week. So I'm like, maybe the Merc can win tonight. They got not the Liberty. They already beat them. The Lynx, probably the best team, best talented team in the WNBA, favorite to win it all. So I kind of said that, and I was like, depressing, isn't it? At least we have Marvin Harrison Jr. to look forward to.
Really? That's where you're going? No, I want to talk about the bullpen game with the Diamondbacks.
Oh, you want to talk about the Diamondbacks? Biggest game of the year, and the organization says we're going bullpen game. What?
Oh my!
What?
It's like. I can't even come up with a term for it. It's so stupid.
It's like if I was younger, I would be just an angry dude today. Now it just rolls off my back, and I can have fun with it and stuff like that. But I don't even know where to begin today. No. There's so much stuff, and then we got to talk ASU TCU. I'm looking forward to this game tonight. It's going to be a good, close game tonight.
Well, you better hope that the weather forecasters are wrong, or you're going to be a miserable SOB.
I've been thinking about that for 2 days. I've even gone so far, man, do I wear jeans tonight? Because it's nice out at night to where you can wear jeans and not be sweating to death.
I say you wear shorts and you bring one of those just light rain ponchos.
Yeah, because that's what Ethan's bringing. Ethan's like, I'm bringing my jacket. He's got a
waterproof.
Waterproof jacket. Because that's the thing, because I don't mind sitting in the rain. It's if you wear the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's just miserable sitting in wet clothes like that.
Once you get soaked.
Yeah, who cares?
Because I always love it when people are walking into a store or something and it's raining and you see them scrunched over, only a little bit of me's going to get wet.
Yeah, just the back of me's getting wet. Yeah, once you get soaked, if you're wearing the wrong thing, then it takes forever to dry out, like jeans will do. Yep. So then I'm like, maybe I wear my golf shorts, that'll dry out quickly. Because it's not going to be cold, but literally that's been on my mind for a couple of days now. What do I do? What do I do? Just in case. Oh my goodness. The problems of Arizona sports fans that we live in here. So Ryder Cup, utter disappointment this morning. Mm-hmm. Sorry you got up so early to watch it, Dale. You recorded it too. Are you going to go back and actually watch it?
Well, yeah, I'm going to watch some of it just to watch the absolute shellacking. I mean, seriously, how does Scheffler and Henley lose 5-3?
Yeah, just dominated. Yeah.
Oh, and right now Cantley's hitting. Oh, brother.
They've won every hole. McIntyre and Hovland have only tied hole 7. Other than that, I take that back. They've won holes, but They were up 3-up. Then the Europeans won hole 12 and hole 13 to make it back to 1-up here in terms of that. So they've won holes to get it back down. But that's why they're 1-up right now. That's the thing. They were up 3-up on hole 11. And now they've let the Europeans come back, and they're only 1-up now, on hole 15.
And
it's like you've let them back into this.
You have, and just now, again, I'm sorry, I'm going to be distracted a little bit today, but I just saw they're playing hole 15 right now.
Yep.
The Europeans hit their second shot into the green side bunker, and then the Americans had a chance to get the ball up on the green.
And they did.
And they
How
came
short
up
were they?
Probably about 15 yards in thick rough.
So we're gonna have a tie match here coming up, is what you're saying.
Well, we'll see. But you need a little breathing room. My goodness.
3-up on hole 11, and it's 1-up now, and you just described what's happening out there.
You got 3 holes to play. Well, really 2.5 now, and I mean, even if they tie, it's like
it doesn't do anything.
No,
the U.S. needs this win. They need this win is what they need, right? They can't go down 0-4 going into this afternoon. They're just setting it up for an epic comeback this weekend, Dale.
Yeah, like I said.
I think it's because they invited the mayor of New York over to the press conference at the beginning, and they brought her up, and the crowd booed her. The crowd booed her. Just sent bad vibes around Black Page. Or Beth Page, not Black Page. Black Course, Beth Page.
Yeah.
I just love that. If you watch that video, there's that one guy. I don't care about the politics of New York, but there's one like New Yorker in a New York accent. Get out of here, Kathy! Like you just yell that out there. Everybody gets done politely clapping. It's the funniest thing ever. So Dale will keep an eye on the Ryder Cup for us here today. Let's have a little bit of fun here at the top of the show as well.
I'm going to be fascinated to see how you can find something fun.
Dale, I've been keeping it a secret, but I've been working hard on a side project lately, and I mean, just utter secrecy over the last several months and everything on a project I've been working on. And it was important to me, but I didn't want to get it out there and then everybody kind of put pressure on me. I wanted to go in relaxed, wanted to see if I could do it, just push myself to the utter limits of time. And that's why I've been so busy lately. Yesterday, I left here, got down to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Welcome to Brazil! Private jets are amazing. I got to Brazil yesterday, got back for the Cardinals game afterwards, and I did it, Dale. I did what I've been working hard at for a long time here. I can finally release it. If you didn't see me yesterday doing amazing things, here I am down in Brazil, setting the world record 70-meter drop. Just on the side of a casual building here, Dale, is what I was doing. Let's do it. I figure let's just do a world record attempt here.
He's on a skateboard?
I'm on a skateboard, yeah. Look at that. I requested soft things there to catch me so I didn't have to stop. World record set there yesterday. That, of course, in all reaction, hey, folks, that's not me, just so you know. World champion skateboarder Sandro Diaz. New world record, 70-meter drop. On the side of a building, they built that ramp there, and he did it. No crashing. Till the end.
For what?
World record. Why not? Because it's there. My question is why did he settle on 70?
Well, that's all it takes to set the world record.
All it takes? Did you see how high that was? Yeah. Riley, play that with the sound now. Let's show Dale how high that was. I know we're Americans and we don't do meters here. Dude, he's halfway up a skyscraper here where they stroll out here. Imagine him falling off that thing. Look at that. 230 feet, Riley says, is how high tall up he was. On a skateboard. I can't even go down my driveway on a skateboard anymore without falling off of it.
Anymore?
When I was a kid, I could
like
do
you
it.
used to.
When I was a kid, I could do it. I could. Believe
you
it or
had
not,
to get
Dale,
shots in both ankles.
He also broke the skateboard speed record as well from that height. As well.
Oh, goodness.
They actually have videos. I was trying to decide. Well, he had a video camera on him. so you see his drop in, and then him going down it. I mean, you got some guts to do that on a skateboard.
How does that come about? You just sit around with your buddies having a beer, going, "Hey, you know what I think I'm going to do?"
He challenged him.
Double dog dare you.
You can't do that. Shut up. You're stupid. Obviously, you have a lot of financial backing. Red Bull was obviously involved. Their logo was everywhere and stuff like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the U.S. is down, folks. Is that what just happened?
Well, Cantley just missed about an 8-footer for par, and now the Europeans have a chance to tie it up, Steven.
So there's the positive. We got a new world record skateboarding.
We are really scraping the bottom of the barrel to try and find something positive to talk about. Jeez Louise.
It might be some rain today. That's a positive around here.
What do you think about those Cardinals uniforms in person?
I hate the uniforms.
Really?
We're in the stadium where I sit. They
hold on.
just look like they're off-white colors. You can't see the.
What about your kids?
No, Ethan doesn't like them either.
Okay, because that's a demographic.
We've seen them in the team shop. We've seen people wearing them all year. Ethan does not like them either. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't. The little dots on them are what throws it off a little bit. I know what they're trying to do. It just doesn't come off the concept they want. I just don't think it comes off on it. But they just look like off-colored. Like you couldn't see any of that sand stuff where we were sitting. So they just looked like they were off-white jersey. They didn't look bad. They didn't look horrendous. I'll tell you this, though. Helmets are fire. Those should be their everyday helmets, man. Get rid of the white helmets with the other logo. These helmets should be the helmets of this team forever. They look sharp. They look amazing on the field. They look great off the field and stuff like that. But most importantly, that field, like I saw the pictures going into it. And, of course, I sat at Sun Devil Stadium when they used to always paint it with the American flag. They had to do that back at Sun Devil to cover up all the ASU logos and everything. So they had to do all those elaborate things. That field last night, like when you walked in, it was like, wow. Like you saw the pictures going in. You're like, that looks impressive. Pictures didn't even do it justice.
Really?
That field looked amazing. That Cardinals logo with that, I call it that burnt orange look, that off orange look, light red kind of a look. It looked sharp in the middle of the field. The end zones were amazing with the American flag. It just looked different last night. And it was nice to see finally, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, Cardinals games have gotten stale. And it was an excitement there with that different look, that look sharp, and it's not a look like the black helmets were like the big thing. Well, you see black helmets everywhere. You don't see this stuff anywhere else in National Football League.
Right.
And that's what I think made it really special last night. So that's a positive right there. It was really impressive. It really was. I just, if you would have, I know it looked great in pictures, but just being in that stadium, all stadium long, it's just anything near an end zone, you were just drawn to the end zone. It was an amazing look from that side. So, yeah, but the uniforms itself, I was just off-colored,
Because we were watching it at a bar last night, some friends and myself, and you looked at the jerseys, it almost looked like there was like bird poop on them or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
You couldn't really tell what the splotches were.
To me, it just looked like, when I see the jerseys, there's the end zones right there, that they had.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
But that doesn't do it justice. The colors, like that looks good. The colors look different
More
in
vibrant.
person. It was sharp, man. Congratulate. I mean, that painting crew and everything, the colors they used on top of it. I mean, it just was just there. And it just anytime you go to a sporting event, every team likes to accommodate, like every team. So I've been to a lot of different teams, like in the NFL. Colts do the same things that the Cardinals do. The Raiders do the same things that the Cardinals do. Like there's variations to it. But that's why I like the Golden Knights in hockey. You go to a Golden Knights game, their intros, because it's Vegas, are different than every other team's intros out there. It's an event to be there early to watch the team come out on the ice and what they do beforehand, and stuff like that. That's what sets you apart and makes you want to go to games. And the Cardinals did it last night, by just having things, just tweaking it a little bit. It was amazing to see and set you apart and just had a vibe on the stadium. It really did. There was a vibe in this game last night when you walked into that stadium. Normally, when you walk into Cardinal Stadium, I'm not going to lie to you, there's not a ton of excitement.
How was the traffic getting out there, getting into the stadium and all that?
No problem getting into the stadium. Traffic was awful. We left the house at 2:30, drove across town, and we took that South 202. When we hit I-10 there, it was stop and go the whole way around from that side. So took us about an hour and a half to get out there at 2:30 on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on the way back?
No problem. Well, we sat in because nobody left early, obviously. So we sat in the parking lot for an hour like you do. And once we got out of that, it's stop and go till you hit I-10, and then it was quick after that. Yeah. So it was the same. It was the same coming home. Going there, it was an hour and a half. Generally, when we leave early enough, it's about an hour to get to the parking lot. So it was about a little bit longer.
Okay, and then my other question was, I noticed that the Cardinals were working on a silent count. Was it a loud Seattle contingent?
Yes. When they kicked the game-winning field goal, there wasn't as many Seattle fans that have been in there in the past.
Okay.
There wasn't as many.
I just noticed the center and guard when we have the ball having to do the
visitor side was loud.
Okay.
But there wasn't as many Seattle fans are just loud in general. So there was less of them than normally are in the stadium for a Cardinals-Seattle game, but they were loud. I'll tell you this, when the field goal was kicked, I had to wait for the referee to signal it because people cheered really loud. I wasn't sure if it was the Seattle fans cheering or the Cardinals fans cheering because they were kicking it on the end zone we sit towards, so you can't see if it goes through or not. So I had to wait for the refs to signal it before I knew if it went in or not because you just heard a loud roar and you were like, okay, who's cheering?
Well, you should have seen. I'm sure you've seen it now with the highlights, but I mean that thing moved like 4 different times, and it looked like it was gonna. But it was like the first one slice outside the uprights.
Yeah, I had to see the replay of it to see it because where we sit, we have no. The one he missed, we had no idea he missed it. Yeah. It's just we're sitting at an angle where you can't tell, And then the problem is he kicks it high enough that it's like at the top of the stands up. If it's on the inside, you can see it cross inside of it or something, so you can tell that way. It was high enough that you couldn't, it didn't cross anything, so you couldn't tell. But Seattle fans were, they weren't as obnoxious as they normally are, that's for sure. There was a Dallas fan in front of us wearing a CeeDee Lamb jersey that was all rooting for Seattle, and he was annoying. He must have had somebody on his fantasy team or something because he was all up clapping and cheering every time Seattle did it well. And said, representing your team there. And I went, maybe you should wear an Irving jersey instead of that CeeDee Lamb one, clown.
We had that discussion last night over dinner about when is it appropriate to wear a jersey?
Never.
And
I say never, but
the only time in my mind is wearing a jersey to a game in which one of the teams is participating.
Yes.
Don't wear it to the store to go to Safeway. Don't wear it to go get donuts in the morning.
Yeah. Well, the only caveat to that is like unless you're going to the game later in the day. Like if you're going to work, if you wore a Cardinals jersey at work yesterday, I'm okay with that. If you're going to the game last night or watching the game last, I'm okay with that. Go ahead, knock it, Dale, because Autumn did that. She wore a Cardinals jersey to school yesterday.
Well, that's a different setting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But she was leaving from there, coming straight to the house, and then we were leaving for the game. And
that's fine. Plus, it's a girl versus a guy. It's the
guys
dudes.
Are different. But yeah, wearing a CeeDee Lamb jersey,
getting up to a Cardinals Seahawks.
But it wasn't even like he was just sitting there. He was up and cheering, like all loud and yelling, and Seahawks did. And I was just like, sit down. And I don't know. It really bothers me seeing CeeDee Lamb in an 88 Dallas Cowboys jersey. It's not because I met Michael Irvin that one time and I was his protector. Nothing to do with that. It's just something sacrilege. That would be like seeing, I don't even know what a comparison. That would just be like seeing like another superstar. Like somebody else wearing a Fitzgerald jersey and having a different name on it. I get why. I know Michael said he could wear it and all that. It just doesn't sit right with me. Legends and retired numbers should stay retired.
And don't wear it to a Cardinals Seahawks game.
Yeah, that's issue number 2. And then don't be loud about it on top of it. I mean, there's a guy that sits in front of us, and I took a picture of him yesterday just because Marvin Harrison was sucking. I'm just tired of this Marvin Harrison Jr. train, man. It's infuriating. And I get it. Like I said, there are people that hate Kyler Murray to death. I get why you feel that way. There are people that hate Drew Penzing to death. Trust me, I get why you feel that way. If that flea flicker play, I almost went down to the field to fire him. Monty's family sits behind us. I almost turned around and was like, if you don't get on the phone with Monty right now and get Drew Petzing out, you have a positive play, and then you run a flea flicker for a 7-yard loss because Seattle's front four are in Kyler Murray's face. What are you doing? You should have been walked off the field in handcuffs at that. The police down there should have just grabbed him and carried him off the field at that point. So I get your hate for Drew Petzing as well. I get it. I forgot where I was going with this.
I love how I said it yesterday. Sometimes you just start talking and whatever, and then the next thing you know, you're in a tirade.
That series pissed me off beyond belief. When they threw that flea flicker, I was like, "What are you doing?" But I get both sides of that, right? And then those exact same people are like, Marvin Harrison Jr.'s problems are because of Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray can't give him the ball, so he doesn't throw it to him enough. So Marvin Harrison Jr. can't be.
Who says that?
It's all over Twitter.
Come
man.
on.
They literally last night, and some good people that not that I know them personally, but they've been listeners for a long time. So I'm not knocking you. Like I said, I've always been careful. I don't knock people if you hate Kyler. I understand why you don't think Kyler Murray's the guy.
Right.
I am on record. Kyler Murray, you're not winning a championship with Kyler Murray in the NFL. Can he get you to the playoffs? Well, we hope so. But I don't think you're winning a championship unless you have a great defense that can win you the championship and you take the ball out of his hands. I've been on record on that. He throws the ball late to receivers, right? And all of that stuff. But when your receiver stops his routes because he gets a little bit of a pressure from a defensive back, go around the league and show me another receiver that stops his route as much as Marvin Harrison Jr. and then just stands there.
Oh.
And just stands there. I saw it live in the game, and I went to Twitter right away. Did Marvin Harrison Jr. stop on that route? And then when I saw the replay, I was even more infuriated. Because not only did he stopped before because the defender kind of pushed him up a little bit. He didn't fight through it.
That's why you put on that muscle and the weight that
Thank
he has
you.
to fight
You
through
moved
that.
them out of the way.
Yes.
But then when he stopped, he didn't do anything. He literally just stops and puts his hands down. He did it last week on that sideline play where he just stops and puts his hands down and just stands there. I don't think he knows the playbook. Let me put it this way. That might be too harsh. And Kurt Warner posed this question on Twitter this morning, and it's an excellent question. He doesn't know what to do when the plays break down and Kyler Murray has to scramble. That's the bigger thing. There was a play later on in the game, and I tried to find video of it because I haven't seen the All-22, obviously. I would have been up all night if I was trying to do that. There was a play where Kyler Murray had a scramble, and he waves. He had Wilson, I believe it was, short, and he had Marvin Harrison Jr. a little bit deeper. And he waves it. And he was waving at Marvin Harrison Jr. to go deep. Kyler Murray's ready to just launch this ball down the sideline to Marvin Harrison Jr. running on the sideline. He turns around, a defender standing there. Marvin Harrison turns around, starts to run. Defender standing in front of him, stops running and just sits there. And Kyler Murray had to run out of bounds with the ball. And all he had to do was just start running down that side. Kyler Murray was throwing that ball to him. He motioned to him to go. And he turned around, saw a defender there, and just stopped. I don't get how that's the quarterback's problem. And then he hits him in stride, and he bobbles it, and the Seattle guy's like, thank you. That ball is thrown perfect. And yet the amount of people that blame Kyler Murray, he doesn't throw him the ball enough. He's not in the game. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I'm sorry if you say that. And I'm sorry if you listen to us. You cannot drop balls like that, whether you're the fourth pick in the draft or you're a guy that's practice squad up and down every week. You can't.
Well, especially when it starts to become what looks like a habit. And what my feeling is that obviously when you call a play, there's primary receiver, there's secondary receiver,
Yes.
there's third guy to go to. If he's not the primary receiver, I think he's very comfortable just not running his route at full speed.
Yes. I do see that, yes.
And that just absolutely blows my mind, especially this has been pointed out time and time again. I would think that I'm running full speed all the time. Even if I don't know where I'm going fast.
I contend he doesn't know which is weird because Ohio State, he had mobile quarterbacks. He had quarterbacks that scrambled. And it's like he doesn't know what to do. And watch him. I can put together a compilation of every game where him and Kyler Murray. Okay, and then people say, well, it's Kyler Murray's fault because they're not on the same page. Think about this for a second, and we need to go back and pay attention to this, but this is my reaction to it. He doesn't have these issues with Trey McBride.
No.
If he misses Trey McBride, it's because a defender knocks it down or something to that effect. Him and Trey McBride, that ball's in where Trey McBride's supposed to be. Does he have this problem with Wilson? Wilson's where the ball is put. Zay Jones, he didn't play last night in that Niners game. That ball was put where Zay Jones was supposed to be. Name another receiver on this team, running backs. If he's missing running backs, it's either a bad pass or they drop it. He does not have these route issues with any other receiver on this team and with consistency. So people are saying, oh, Kyler Murray, it's Kyler Murray's fault. It's Kyler Murray's fault. If it was Kyler Murray completely, he would have this problem with everybody else, and he just doesn't.
The one thing I will say is, having watched last week and this week a little more closely than I did maybe the first two games, Kyler Murray's run for his life.
Well, I got a stat on that I want to talk about.
He's under pressure. The offensive line is whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I told you going into this game, I said it after you left yesterday. The Seattle front four, if they're not the best front four in football, they're 2 or 3.
Well, haven't they kept everybody 20 points or under?
And they do not allow you to run the football. And they get, with 4 men, they get pressure on a quarterback. You knew that going in. Jonathan Gannon yesterday after the game said, we knew we were going to throw the ball a lot today. Even the Cardinals coaches knew they were not running the ball yesterday. I told you here on this program, you will not see a running game tonight. They will run it, but do not expect anything from it. It is going to get stuffed tonight. And that's exactly what happened. And the pressure, here's the stat. Next Gen Stats comes out with this last night. The Seahawks finished with 14 different defenders recording at least one pressure on Kyler Murray. 14 different defenders, Dale.
Right.
Put pressure on Kyler Murray. That's how they do it on that defense.
And what I try to tell people is understand this. First of all, it looks easier to play quarterback than it actually is.
Well, some people like Josh Allen make it look easy.
I would always have my offensive linemen stand back there in a couple drills, so they get the feel. Because a lot of times you go, well, why didn't he just throw that ball? Why did he move? Why? Because there's a lot of stuff going on in front of you, and so
a lot of grunting, right?
And here's what always gets me is, so I'm pressured 2 plays, and then all of a sudden there's a clean pocket. And you're going to go, well, now he has time to throw. He doesn't know that.
Yeah. You're gun shy, right?
Yeah. And that might be a little harsh, but yes, you're feeling pressure.
You're expecting the pressure. If you get pressured every time, you're just assuming it's coming again.
Yes.
And when it doesn't come, you're not ready for it. Yes, exactly. That's
crazy.
Well, it goes on, right? Murray's average time to throw was 2.3 seconds.
Okay.
4th fastest mark of his career. He had no time to throw the football. 2.37 seconds is fast to unload that football.
Yeah.
This offense isn't set up to throw the football that fast, folks.
Well, the thing is also when you say, well, why aren't you going downfield? Why don't you go downfield? Why don't you? You need more than 2.4 seconds to throw a ball down the field.
The average quarterback time to throw, it varies, throughout the years. Right. So I did this rock search last night when I saw that stat, because that's what I don't get. People are like, Kyler Murray's not it. He gets sacked back there. I saw people saying he bails out of the pocket too early. 2.37. He's getting the ball in shotgun. He's got one progression. If that guy's not open, he's got guys in his face. There was a throw where the crowd booed last night, third quarter, I believe, where not just all 4 defensive linemen of Seattle were in his face, all 5 of his linemen were around him as well. He couldn't step into it, and he underthrew Wilson on an out route. And the crowd started booing. And I go, what do you expect Kyler Murray to be able to do in that moment to get that ball there? When he can't step into it, He's got 9 guys around him, literally in his face. Nobody's making that throw, and the crowd's all upset. I think it might have been play calling that they were booing more than that, but I don't know. You don't know in this day and age. So the average time is 2.7 to 2.9 seconds. And you might say 2.3 seconds to 2.7 seconds isn't a lot of time. It's a lot of time in that environment, right, for that stuff. So you go down here, right? You see a Tua's 2023 average, because that's what they had here, 2.42 seconds. That was one of the fastest in the league in 2023. That he had to unload the ball.
Right.
Or else he was getting sacked, hit, whatever. So the fastest in the league, 2.42. Kyler Murray last night was 2.37. One of the longest, or one of the slowest times in the league, meaning you can hold the ball longer, Lamar Jackson, 3.14 seconds, because his offensive line protects him, and he's able to see it and do all that stuff. That's how little time Kyler Murray has to throw the football. And people are like, well, why doesn't he find the open guy? You can go to film today, or you'll start seeing today, because it comes out there. You'll start seeing people go, look, he's got this guy open on the backside. Doesn't even look that way. How does he look that way? I'm not a Kyler Murray apologist.
No.
But at the same time, and I do agree with a couple of people I saw last night. I kind of want to see what Jacoby Brissett can do in this offense. Does it get better with Jacoby Brissett? I'm not saying it's not Kyler Murray at some aspects, but we have to be realistic as well. He didn't have time last night. He had to bail out early and everything. And then the other thing that I have, Dale, on this, right, is offense is anemic for 3.5 quarters. All of a sudden, they're throwing it deep, getting PI penalties. All of a sudden, they're throwing it down the field, and they score 2 touchdowns on 2 drives quickly. Where's that? The plays were different on those last 2 drives. They hit Dortch on a quick throw, and he runs it inside and picks up, 8 or 9 yards. Where was that play the rest of the game? He did it in San Francisco as well. No offense, no offense, no offense. All of a sudden, the offense opens up in the third quarter in that Niners game, and they go down and score and tie up the game. Why is it taking that long? The plays are different.
Is the play calling different when you're behind and it's late in the game?
I think it is. But why aren't you that creative earlier in the game? That's my question. Why does it get to that point before you start bringing out the creativity? We go back and watch those last 2 drives, because I'm going to do it. There were plays called that we had not seen all game long. And the nice thing about it, right, Riley, if you can have that Wilson catch ready, this team hasn't quit. This team's fighters, man.
Right.
Which is an amazing thing to see. 4th down yesterday. 4th down, you need 4 or 5 yards. This was the most amazing 5-yard catch I've ever seen in my life. This is a team that has just sucked on offense. The crowd is booing them throughout this game. They've done nothing. It's easy just to throw in that thing here, and it's 4th down right now. You've just had some bad play calls happen, some bad passes out there. And Kyler Murray needs 5 yards to keep this drive alive to try to tie this game. And he looks to Wilson of all people. And this is what Wilson does out on the outside to catch this 4th down pass.
Wilson sets up on a wing to the left. Looks that way. Throws. One-hands it.
So not only does he one-hand that catch, I saw the still of that. Cardinals put that on there. Unbelievable. Did you see him? That defender was going to bully him off the line. That defender said, I'm going to be able to bully him off this line. And Wilson went, no, you're not. Ran him out of there, got the separation, one-hand catch, and then nails him again and goes, I'm not done with you yet, buddy. Where is that earlier in the game? Where is that stuff earlier in the game, Dale? Why do we have to wait to those moments to see that stuff? It frustrates the heck out of you. You love to see it. They fight till the end of the game. Give them credit for that. But where is that at earlier?
Right.
That was just an unbelievable play call on fourth down. Because at that point, even I'll tell you this, sitting in the crowd, you could just feel like, it's fourth down. We're going to turn this ball over. Nothing's going to happen. Murray's going to get sacked. They're just going to lose this game by 7 now or whatever. And then that happens. And you're just like, what just happened? The other nice thing about those last two drives, Dale, sitting in the stadium, I don't know how it felt where you were watching it. Kyler Murray catching that toe tap on the sideline. I'm not Kyler Murray, excuse me, Marvin Harrison Jr. after a start. And we're going to address his start here in a minute.
Right.
People were mocking him for catching that. People stood up and were like, yeah, he got one. It was a mocking cheer that he got that. And then you started noticing he was more engaged in the offense again. They started this game off doing what I've been asking the Cardinals to do for 3 weeks now. Get Marvin Harrison Jr. involved in this offense early. And they've refused to do it. First play of the game, Marvin Harrison Jr. Quick out pass right there, right? Quick throw, wide receiver screen out there, whatever it was. Get him involved in the game early. They did it. Finally, they did it.
Right.
And then he had those issues that we'll talk about here coming up. And then he caught that toe tap. And then you saw his confidence go up. And we'll show you the touchdown here in a little bit. He went over one of the best defensive backs in the league, Weatherspoon, to grab that ball.
And where did he catch it?
In his hands at the high point.
Yes.
Anywhere else he did have a couple catches on that last drive where he bodied the ball. There was one on the sideline where you saw him go like this, and he caught it, and he stepped out of bounds. And I was like, here comes the body catches again. And it's just there's a lot of credit to give last night on that comeback, even though they lost it. But it's also, why does it happen in those situations? It's the biggest question that you got, going into this game. So when we come back, let's get into the Marv stuff. Because this is, I'm sorry, you can be the biggest Marvin Harrison Jr. fan on the face of the planet. Receivers that do what he's done are not in this league.
No.
And I'm talking about fifth receivers that are just there for special teams. They do that, they are cut the next
Yes,
day.
they are.
And we're on how many games? How many? Year 2 of this?
Yep.
Let's talk about it. Come on back, folks. The main event. And we're back here. Main events. Unfortunately, not a fun day to talk sports. But, Dale, before we get back into the Cardinals here, Ryder Cup, give us the update. Down 3-0 right now, but one group is still out there. 18th hole, give us the update.
Yeah, they lost the first 3 matches. They started off in Rome down 0-4. They were in danger of doing that right now. That last match on the 18th hole, U.S. is in the fairway. Europe is in the rough. Europe has to win the hole to tie the match. But like you said, down 1-3 seems a lot better than down half to 3.5.
U.S. has to win this match, especially being one up here on 18.
Because you can tie, and you can tie just as people are asked. It doesn't go to extra holes. You can tie, get a half a point.
Yeah, but a half a point is not going to look as good as 1 point on that deal. And you can kind of write this as last. This is Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing? Because Cantlay takes so much crap, can't play and all that stuff. Wouldn't that be amazing that he's the guy that keeps the U.S. Respectable here?
Boy, I just saw the Europeans lie. You can't even see the ball.
That's not bad. Well, good. Finally, something bad's happened to those Europeans out there.
I see on ESPN the lead article.
You're right. It's way. I see the graph here. I don't see the ball, but I see that.
You can't see the ball.
But I mean, it's far to the right. They got to go over that big sand trap, that W sand track around the green there too.
The lead story on ESPN is the Ryder Cup 2025 best moments from day one. There haven't been any good moments for the United States.
They're all European. They're all Europeans. They missed huge on that. They didn't come close to the fairway. The Europeans on the play-by-play graph that the RyderCup.com.
That's what we talked about yesterday. The fact that when you play alternate shots, like it's one thing if you hit it over there. And you got to hack it out. It's another thing when your partner's got to go over there and play your bad shot.
Yeah, you just go, sorry. Sorry about that. I apologize. It's an interesting thing. So that's where we stand right now on the Ryder Cup. We're talking Cardinals, of course. I mean, it's it's just multiple things that just make you feel about this Cardinals team. One, they're 2-2 on the season, which isn't the end of the world. It just feels negative because of the way their offense has looked these first 4 weeks, right? So it feels worse than it is. The bigger issue is you went 0-2 in your division in 5 days, and you haven't even played the best team in your division yet.
Right.
That's the big thing to take out of last night is the division side. And I think the stat was, I can't remember, in the post-game show last night they said it because I listened to all the people call in, and I listen to that nonsense. It cracks me up. But I think it's 10% of teams that start their division 0-2 actually make the playoffs.
10%?
10%. Yeah. So, yikes. Yikes, right? So let's talk about it.
What are we going to talk about?
Give
Steve?
Marvin Harrison Jr. a crap ton of credit for coming back in this game and having a fourth quarter. Most people would have just walked off the field on their own with what happened at the beginning of this game and previous stuff. You got to give him credit. He was instrumental to them coming back in this game in the fourth quarter. But, so is this the turning point? It gives you hope going into the next game against the Titans. It gives you hope. But this is second game in a row in my eyes. Cardinals didn't start performing on offense till they were down and had to come back into the games. Other than that, just stale, boring, stagnant offenses out there. Offensive line is a huge problem. What's going on with Will Hernandez? Even Ron Wolfley yesterday, I listened to some of the pregame on my way home. Yeah. Even Ron Wolfley said, don't be surprised if this before we knew he was out.
Right.
Will Hernandez gets in this game tonight and gets some reps. To get that rust off, and then he's ready to go for it. And then he's inactive. 4 games in now, they didn't keep him on PUP. They didn't keep him on IR when the season ended. What's really going on there? Did he have a setback? What's happening there?
Yeah, because it's been very, very quiet.
Yeah. And we're 4 games in now, and they obviously expected him to be ready by now, or they would have kept him on the PUP or moved him on the IR. So what's going on there? Because I think they need his toughness on that line to help improve it.
Again,
it's not a knock on Adams. It's not a knock on Jonah.
But it is. It is. And I've been a guy who's stood up for this offensive line in the past.
Yeah.
But you got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
And they have not played well the first quarter of the season.
Yeah. I mean, there's no holes. There's no holes to run in. Like, I don't care if you have Walter Payton back there. He ain't picking up more than 4.4 average yards rushing.
No, you're not.
30 yards. He ain't doing it either.
You're not doing that. And then on top of that, usually you can at least be good at one thing.
Yeah.
But not only are they not opening holes, but they're not pass protecting worth a damn.
I'll say this because I was watching them closely last night. When I watched the All-22 over the weekend, it'll be interesting to watch. I think they're timid. Like, they're not hitting guys hard, right? So the linemen that are mean sons of a guns, which I think you need as linemen, like your protectors, right? When guys are coming in, like on a blitz or coming in, they're just like casually going, oh, excuse me, sir. And they're like tapping. There's no stepping over and just laying somebody out. Find me a piece of film where an offensive lineman hits a defensive guy coming toward their quarterback hard on this team. I haven't seen it. I don't remember it in previous games. I didn't watch this closely, but last night I was watching it, and there was no decleating of a defensive guy. There was none of that happening. There was no pushing a guy back. None of that was happening. It's all towards Kyler Murray on the offensive side as soon as that ball snapped.
Well, and here's another thing just to keep in mind. I'm not saying it's rearing its ugly head, but the one thing that people that I know that are very invested in the Ohio State football program.
Yes.
The one thing they've always said
spent a lot of money there, huh?
about their offensive line is they've been athletic but tend to be soft.
Yeah. They don't have that tenacity. They don't have that go ahead. Come in here unblocked. And see what happens when you hit me, when you get to me, right?
Yeah, because I like our
Are you saying that about Will Johnson specifically? I'm not Will Johnson. Paris Johnson. Are you saying that about Paris Johnson as an Ohio State lineman?
I'm just
or
saying.
Just in general. Okay.
You got this coach in here.
I wanted to be clear that you weren't calling out.
No,
I think Paris Johnson's the one guy
Paris Johnson is
That has
an
the meanness
above
in him.
average left tackle.
Yeah, and he's got the meanness.
Yes, but my offensive line coach in Dallas, a guy named Hudson Houck, he used to always say, "Hey, if one of those little guys," and he'd call linebackers little guys, defensive backs little guys.
Linebackers are the strongest guys on the defensive side of the ball.
But they're 250 pounds.
I know.
But he would say, if they stick their nose up in there, you knock the living bejesus out of them and say, get back in the weight room.
Yeah.
And you don't see that from this group. And I just hope that the change from last year to where, again, I would put them above average in offensive line in run and pass.
They had the meanness last year. I praised Froholt last year repeatedly. He would lay guys out coming up that middle. He would step over, and you see guys feet first going to the ground.
Right.
And so you're not seeing it this year. Is that a blocking scheme issue, or is that something else? Is the bigger question.
Again, so much of that is attitude, and where does that attitude comes from the top? And if you don't have that one guy who can affect an entire group, if they're all the same way.
Yeah. Well, Froho had it last year. I know Paris Johnson has it. So is the missing piece Will Hernandez? Because he's mean out there.
He's a guy who likes to fight.
He's mean, and I think it's important he gets on this line, especially with Connor out right now. He's going to be the guy to set that tone as a veteran out there. And what's going on with him? That's the big question, right? But Marv last night, like I said, this is a serious concern. Give him the credit after the game. Maybe this is his catalyst to fix whatever's in his head. I question if he knows what to do on that football field, especially. But even you see it on routes off the ball. You've seen Kyler Murray throw the ball someplace, and Marvin Harrison Jr. is nowhere near it, and is not being rushed or anything. The play is designed to go to Marvin Harrison Jr., and Marvin Harrison Jr. is nowhere near Kyler throws it. And like I said, blame Kyler for that all you want. I'm asking you, why is it not happening to anybody else? That tells you it's not all quarterback in that situation. At least it tells me that. But obviously in the first drive of the game, a lot of people like, who's Kyler throwing that to? And even Kurt Herbstreit, I saw the clip we're about to show you from the broadcast. Kurt at the end goes, I don't even know if he'd be able to get to that. How do you know when you stop 5 yards short?
Yeah.
If he's going to be able to get to that? Why do you even speculate about that?
And again, it's to the point where it's not a one-off anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you start to expect. So what does that do to a quarterback? I've talked to you about Troy and all that, and not having confidence where his younger receivers are going to be. Yeah. Now all of a sudden your quarterback has doubt.
That's one thing I made a note last night. That's one thing I'll give Kyler Murray. He kept going to Marv as this game went on.
Yeah.
A lot of quarterbacks would stop throwing the ball. Even if he was wide open, they would not look their way and throw it to him. I know Troy would do that from time to time. I've heard those stories. He wouldn't even look their way if they dropped the ball, right? And Kyler kept going to him. So you got to give him credit. So let's go here. Marv stopping. I got the back view here. Obviously, Marv's on the right-hand side here. He comes across the middle. Let's watch this interception. He comes into the screen up there. Look at that defender all over him. It's almost like the defender grabs his shoulders and tells him to stop. Look at this. Boom. And he just... So at first when I saw it live, I went, okay, did I miss the zone there and he was supposed to sit down there? Kyler threw that ball exactly where he was supposed to.
And maybe it was a little bit out of his reach. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
but we'll never know because he stopped.
You got to get there. Yeah. I mean, it looked terrible. Like, which Kyler? I mean, I just saw like Mike Jurecki going, which Kyler looking at there? So I don't think people saw Marv stop. I don't know how it looked on the broadcast, but I saw it instantly live. And I was like, then when you saw the replay, you saw the defender all over him. This is why you put the muscle on. This is why you're out there. He's being pushed around by a defender. Look at this. He wants nothing to do with the physicality there, Dale. Yeah. He's like, oh, you're touching me? I'm done. I'm just going to sit right here.
That's not a good look.
It's terrible. It's absolutely good. 4th round draft picks, don't do that.
Well, 4th pick.
Or 4th rounds, yeah. 4th picks don't do that. 4th rounders don't do it, Dale. You see anybody else stopping the route? The number one thing, I can tell you this right now, the number one thing young football players are taught, especially receivers, never stop your route.
Oh.
You run until you hear that whistle. You run your route until that whistle's blown. You never stop.
Again,
Second year in the pros, and we haven't learned that lesson
What
yet.
I'm wondering is I'm trying to get into Marvin Harrison's mind. Is he thinking, this guy's covering me so good, there's no way the collar's going to throw me the ball?
I don't think
So I
that's it.
stop. Is it, oh, this guy is holding me. There's going to be a flag on the play. What is going through his mind that would make him right then and there just stop?
He doesn't win contested balls very often. He has done it a couple times this year. It's when things get physical, gives up. That's giving up there. Not only did he stop the route, he stopped the route and then just stood there. If you stop your route, you stop your route, you stop, you look around, and then you go, okay, I got to run this way now, and you run someplace else. He just stops and just stares at the play and goes, what's happening? It's like he bought a ticket to the game, and he's interested in seeing what happens. I know, or at least he stopped with the ball in the air. Let's do this one here because I want to wrap this up before the end of the thing, so we'll go a little long in this hour. Then later on, this is the most egregious. Receivers drop balls, folks, and they drop balls in coverage, especially when they're about to get hit. It happens all the time in the league. All the time. This is egregious. I can't even describe it. I can't even have the word. I don't even have the vocabulary to tell you my blood has never. I am a pretty casual guy watching football games. I understand things happening. I lost my mind in my seat last night when this play went down. Marvin Harrison's drop for the interception. He's not even. He how many steps does he take before he has contact from a defender there? There wasn't even press coverage there. There wasn't a guy near him. There was no danger of him getting hit, sideswiped, or anything like that on that play. He could have caught that ball, taken 3 steps, secured it, protected himself, and made that hit there. At this point, I'm saying he's afraid. He's looking at that defender, looking at him in the eyes, going, this guy's going to pop me. And he's not catching this ball. And so he juggles it. It's unexcusable. People get cut for this stuff. And the excuses people are making for him doing it. Oh, he's got the yips. Kyler Murray doesn't throw to him enough. Kyler Murray doesn't put the ball in the right spot. Give me a break, people. Kyler Murray's got a lot of problems. This ain't it.
You couldn't put it in a better spot. When I was growing up and playing tight end, my dad always told me, he said, you might as well catch the ball. You're going to get hit anyway.
Catch it. Yeah, because it's going to be worse if you drop it.
He got hit by 3 guys.
Yeah.
And he dropped the ball.
And none of them were hard. None of them were hard hits. He's on top of it. But let's give him the credit. Like I said, you have to give him the credit. I can tell you this. If that was me dropping that ball, me stopping on the route, me not knowing my routes, etc., I would just be a shell of myself out there. This is why I'm not a professional athlete. And even Autumn was saying this on the drive home. She even can't fathom how you go from looking like that and then going out there and making the plays he did at the end of the game. The mental toughness you have to not just go crawl in the hole when you have 60,000 people in the stadium yelling at you. You know, all week long, your social media stuff's through the roof and everything. Like, they pay attention to it. Your dad's probably going, all right, man, we got to figure this out. You know, let me work with you. The team's, working around it and all that stuff. You go in, you look at your film. Like, to have the mental toughness to do what he did at the end of this game. Here is the touchdown pass over one of, if not the best, defensive back in the National Football League, Witherspoon.
Harrison slot left. Murray to the end zone. Reaching up, Harrison.
So when we replay, first of all,
Touchdown.
This is the one time, Dale, I will allow a player to get tears in his eyes on the field, unless he's seriously hurt. I mean, the relief that he had to have, the excitement, oh, thank God. I will allow him to be emotional in that moment, and I will not make fun of it like I normally would.
It was a very, very nice catch. When we run it back, I want you to now. Can we get the full screen,
yeah.
Riley, by chance?
Yeah, so we can.
And I want
break
you to
it down.
pause it right here. Okay, There's nobody in Kyler's face.
Yep.
That is a really good pocket right there.
Yep.
Or run a couple more frames. Still,
Yeah.
nobody in his face.
And that's a 7-step drop,
yeah.
right?
Now a little bit further. He's in a throwing motion. There's nobody within 4 yards of him.
There's no hands up in front of him.
No.
There's nobody close to him that can knock this ball down.
The right guard has his guy 5 yards from Murray. The center's got his guy 6 yards from Murray.
It looks like the right guard right there is getting chokehold by the Seattle defender.
Yeah, probably hands to the face that they missed. But you look at that, and if you can give Kyler Murray that, 60% of the time,
Absolutely.
that's when he throws footballs
and
like this.
The other thing I want to point out, since you paused it here, every other time if this ball would have gone intercepted, there would be people all over the field going, he has the guy in the middle, Higgins in the middle of the field he could have thrown it to. Right? They could have looked at that. You even have that outside route up there you could throw it to. But he is looking, and this is where I'll give Kyler Murray credit before we roll on here, because there's something about Marvin Harrison's play I want to point out too, besides the high point catch. You have guys, you have other options you can throw to. He's looking at Marv on this play. To have confidence to throw it up to Marv after what happened earlier in the game, you got to give Kyler Murray credit for this. Most quarterbacks, I hate to say it, would have given up on him already in this game.
Oh, they'd have checked it down to Higgins.
Absolutely. And Kyler Murray still has confidence to throw it up and have him go get it. So give them credit for that. Go ahead and play it, Riley, here, and I'll tell you when. Stop it right here. So as we play this, look what Marvin Harrison, he's hand-checking with one of the best defensive backs in the league.
They're hand fighting, yep.
Now watch this as we play it again. Marvin Harrison does what every great receiver does, and they allow him to get away with it. Markel Irvin was fantastic with it. A little shove as the ball's in the air, get the separation, and then you're able to go up here. So watch this. There's the shove. Just a big enough, little bit of a shove, get the separations, hands up, catch the ball at the high point. Every great receiver in the NFL does that and gets away with it. It's the first time, I think, in a long time, if ever, we've seen Marvin Harrison Jr. employ that technique going up for that ball. Fantastic. I like it.
Now you like him?
Yeah. I put a tweet out at this point, and I was like, Drew Penzing for president. Look at this. Just beautiful. That's what we were sold Marvin Harrison Jr. would be.
Stop it right there. Just keep it there. Look at the score. Look at the time of the game.
Yep.
I mean, the Cardinals looked like they were dead in the water.
Yes.
Not, okay, you know what? They might kick a field goal here, go for it on fourth down, turn the ball over on downs, and Seattle run the clock out.
Yes.
And it turned into a really good football game.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'll give the Cardinals credit. I will give them credit, especially Marvin Harrison Jr. You got to give credit to Kyler Murray that he didn't give up on him. Now, does this the wake-up call? Is this what we start seeing now? My only point on this play right here is, we saw it earlier where he bodied the ball. It was knocked out, right? It was that Carolina game, I think it was, but it was one of those early games. And here he does the techniques correct. Kyler Murray's got the correct up there. And things like that. Is this the turning point moving forward to where that gives them the confidence to go forward? Because he's dropping, when receivers drop balls that they've caught their whole lives, it's mental.
I will tell you this. When and I've told this story when I talk to kids, my sophomore year I get called up to varsity basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous as all get out. I'm nervous. I mean, and I had a pretty open, easy shot to begin with. And I think I was shaking as I shot it, and it went in. And I went, okay, settled me down.
Yeah.
I went on and had a nice career. But sometimes a play like that can catapult him on.
So that's your hope. Because now this week, the Cardinals aren't trying to get him confidence without bringing more attention to it to put more pressure on him. Now you can focus on those last couple drives of what he did well and things like that and get him away from that negativity. That could lead to some positives there as well. As we go to break here, I know we went long this hour, but I wanted to get all that in. My favorite thing is when players, when refs put on that mic and players show their disgust. It's one of my favorite things on the planet. If you missed it last night, there is some swearing here, so I apologize if you got youngins there. This is one of my favorite. The ref's look here is just amazing.
Offense. Offense number 11. 10-yard pass. Offense.
My parents have given me that look so many times.
Oh,
in my life.
that's right before a spanking's coming.
Yeah, that's right before a penalty flag because you're not supposed to do that
Now, hey,
when they have the mic on.
hey, we hammer the officials a lot. He handled that
Yes.
really because he could right there. He could have thrown the flag.
A 15-yard flag. You're not supposed to
No, you're not
be on
supposed
the
to swear,
microphone.
especially right in the face
Yes.
and all that. And he looked at it, and I know he's not thinking in that moment, oh, somebody's going to freeze frame this look.
It's just the great. I mean, I Autumn started laughing during the game. I was like, "What are you laughing at?" Because I was doing something on my phone, and she was like, "So she explained it." I was like, "Oh, whatever." And then I saw it later, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, look
So-
at that look.
So when we come back, we'll keep it rolling. We got to do our NFL picks. Of course, talk some Diamondbacks. Sorry, folks. I tried to be as positive as possible in that Cardinals segment. There's some positivity coming out of that game last night. There's a lot of negative, but a lot of positive. Diamondbacks, and then, of course, ASU, TCU tonight, where Dale will get negative on us for that one.
Nice bullpen game, Diamondbacks.
It's a big game. Why?
Hey, we'll
it's a
be
big
rested.
game.
Hey, they'll be rested for spring training.
Why play your best players in the biggest game of the year, Dale?
They'll be
Give 'em a-
rested
give
for
'em a
spring
rest.
training. Good job.
Come on back, guys. Second hour main event coming up next. And we're back here, second hour, busy Friday with all these weekday games this week. And then, of course, Diamondbacks we're about to get into as well.
No, we're not.
Robert chimes in and says, at TME Sports Show, of course, you can hit us up, tag us, or tweet us, excuse me. It's, text us, excuse me. It's 623-252-6670. Tweet us at TME Sports Show. And boy, what a Friday it is, right? Robert says, wait. Michael Irvin never pushed off. He only extended his arms. Larry Fitzgerald did it. The best receivers in the league get the separation to go up, catch the ball, and come down with it. That's what sets them apart from the mediocre to good receivers out there is they get those contested balls with that move. I was excited to see that from Marvin Harrison last night on that touchdown pass. As much as I was the high point catch, with his hands, the separation side of it impressed me more than anything because I don't know if you can teach that. Because if you teach it, more guys would be able to do it. And it seems like only the great receivers can do it.
There's a knack for that. And again, like you said, to me, it's not. It's the same thing as when you're rebounding in basketball. Some people have that gift that they can just a little hip.
Yeah.
It's not a foul. But it's a
Yeah.
little hip that throws the other guy off balance, and therefore you get the rebound.
Gives you that quarter of a second
Yes.
advantage over the other guy and stuff like that. You're exactly right. So that's what's most exciting for me at that point. Before we get into Major League Baseball and all that stuff, Ryder Cup update. Dun, dun, dun. Do we have an 0-4 start? Do we have a 0.5 point to 3.5 point start? Or do we have a 3-1 start here on the day for your Americans versus the Europeans?
Well, as I've always said, my favorite golfer ever in pro golf is Patrick Can't Play or Cantrick Delay, but him and Schauffele got a point for the United States.
They wrapped it up, and they won 18 on top of it, so they won 2 up, I believe, right? Is that correct?
Yep, they were 1 up going into 18, and Europe kind of messed around and I think bogeyed
So
18.
3-1 isn't ideal,
No.
but it looks a lot better than the other 2 alternatives.
And it's the
Going into
last
this
match,
afternoon.
so
Momentum.
you're obviously going to play it up as well. Now we got momentum going into the afternoon matches, and we'll see.
And they play 4 more matches tonight, right?
Yeah,
Or this afternoon?
this afternoon. It's interesting because that's probably the group, at least like talking with you, talking with Holmberg, talking with Nash. That was the group you had the least confidence in.
That's
Cantlay
what
and
cracks.
Schauffele.
That's what cracks me up about it. That's the one that I would have. Well, I mean, that one and the McElroy Fleetwood one. Those are those are the two that I would have been like, you're 2-2 at a minimum
Right.
going into the afternoon rounds, because I expected those two to be losses, and that's the one that wins. The one you had the least confidence in. It does crack you up, right? Going into that side of things. So there we go. Now they tee off this afternoon. Isn't it like 1 o'clock our time or something for this afternoon group? And it's not alternate shot later on. It's
best ball,
okay.
which is better for the Americans.
Yeah.
That means you just play your ball all the way through, and whoever has the best score of your two guys, that's the score you post.
So everybody play. All four will play the best score of whatever pairing, American or European, gets it. And stuff like that. So absolutely. So that's where we stand as of right now on that. So there's your updates. NFL picks. Let's get these out of the way here as well, since we're finishing up on the NFL. Packers at Cowboys this weekend. I'm looking forward to this game.
Why?
I'll tell you why. How many sacks? Well, let me put it this way. Because people are expecting, and I just forgot his name, number 1 for the Packers.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons, thank you. People are expecting him to go out there and have like 30 sacks. I'm not going to be surprised if he's kind of non-existent in this game.
Really?
I'm not going to be surprised if he gets kind of swallowed up a little bit. Because aren't you, if you're a Cowboy, I mean, you tell me this. If you're a Cowboy offensive lineman, isn't there one guy? Like, you don't, it's not, I'm not going to say, I'm going to phrase it this way. And I'm going to be a little bit dramatic about it. They probably don't feel this way, but you're going to go, I don't care how many sacks they get. That guy's getting none. Don't you kind of have that pride going into this game tonight as an offensive lineman?
There's no doubt you have that pride. You have that mindset, but then there's a thing called talent.
There's the real life things.
There's a thing called talent. I am totally with you, and I obviously they're going to game plan to make sure he doesn't ruin the game.
I would say more of put money down on the guy opposite Micah Parsons to get more pressures and sacks tonight for that reason, But I agree with you, though. There is a talent differentiation here as well. But I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if at the end of the game Micah Parsons has a relatively quiet day. In terms of the stat line, he'll be impactful, but you know what I'm saying. You're not going to hear his number called. You're going to hear his number called a lot, because that's all they're going to talk about. But Packers Cowboys this weekend in Dallas. I mean, the Packers, the way they played last week, worries me a little bit. Maybe they've been overhyped a little bit. Now it's the NFL, right? You can lose games throughout the year. Nobody goes undefeated. Cowboys, this is an emotional game for them, emotional game for Micah Parsons. Jordan Love, I just want to see how this offense rebounds here. I think they'll do a good enough job. I think the Packers do win this game, but I think it's going to be an intriguing game to watch on Sunday.
Yeah, I think completely different. Again, I want you to count, if you watch the game, how many guys does Micah Parsons line up over?
Yeah, and by the way, Sunday night football game as well. So
I think he'll line up over the right tackle, right guard, center, left guard, left tackle.
He's going to move around.
And every time you break the huddle, you're going to be going, please don't be over me. Please don't be over me.
Speaking from a lineman, folks. It's like when Reggie White you're playing Reggie White.
Yeah.
Like, please don't be on this side. Go on the other.
But the other thing is, you're right. I mean, I think about coaching at SCA the last 2 years. We played this Pima team that had just an absolute beast of a defensive tackle.
He was
absolute beast of a defense. I mean, in the semifinal game last year, I don't think I told you this. He had, I think, 14 tackles.
Yeah.
12 of them for loss.
Yeah.
12 of them for loss.
He lived in the back.
In the semifinals.
Yeah, exactly.
Then against the Sister of the Poor in the semifinal. And so our game plan against him, what I devised up was we called our protection away from him every time, and our running back, I don't know why they didn't do this, knock on wood. If they had blitzed us with anybody, we'd have been screwed.
Yeah.
Because our running back, who's usually the guy who's going to pick up the guy away from where we're sliding, he's coming up, and I said, every single time we throw the ball, I want your helmet in his rib cage. And little pipsqueak, I mean, he's perfect for it because you can't really even see him coming.
Yeah, he's tiny,
But
short guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but he hits like a freight train.
Mm-hmm.
And he came after the game. He was down. He goes, the guy's number 58. I think his name was Haas. Unbelievably nice guy. I hate it when guys are really, really good and nice.
You gotta hate him, man.
He said midway through the third quarter, he said that he hit 58 again. He goes, "Why do you keep hitting me in my ribs?" That's what Coach told me to do.
That's hilarious. Well, that means you're doing a good job then if they start complaining about it.
But obviously in the NFL, the defensive coordinators are a little bit more savvy.
Yeah.
And so if you pay too much attention to Micah, there's going to be somebody else, as you said, who could end up having a big game.
Yeah, and that's kind of the question. So who do you got in this game?
Packers.
Packers as well. Coming up, you got Ravens Chiefs this weekend. This is a game. The loser of this game is going to be 1-3 on the season. Now, is the receiver of the Chiefs coming back this week? It's going to be this week or next week. Xavier Worthy. It's going to be this week or next week. Chiefs need offensive help. If he comes back, I think the Chiefs have a good chance of winning this game. The Ravens defense is a liability. It was a liability last year. It's a liability this year. It's even more so of a liability this year. Without Worthy, though, Ravens can probably pull this game out. Neither one of these teams, I would say this, Chiefs, I'm still high on the Chiefs starting 1-3 because they're going to get them. He's going to get Rice back at some point, right, in the season. So they're going to improve as the season goes on in terms of the help that they need. I don't know if that Ravens defense can get any help that it needs moving forward here. So 1-3 for them is going to be a bigger deal here. I don't know in this game. This is a pick 'em to me. I'm going to go as a homer. I'm going to go Ravens are more desperate in this game. I think Ravens are going to end up winning this game here because of the offensive issues with the Chiefs right now. Ravens are going to come out and win this game after their Ravens defense's pride's probably a little bit hurt. So I'm going to go Ravens, but this to me is just a pick 'em. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Where's it being played at?
At Kansas City.
You know, it's amazing. You look at Baltimore, they scored 111 points.
Mm-hmm.
They are them and the Seattle Seahawks are the two teams that have scored 111 points.
Mm-hmm.
You look at other 1 and 2 teams. You know, New England, they've scored 60 points. You got the Cleveland Browns, they scored 46 points. 111 points.
Yep.
Obviously, in Baltimore, they've got a reputation for having a tough physical defense. That's what they've always been about.
Got to change that mindset.
It's hard for me, in my mind's eye, to imagine either one of these teams at 1-3.
Yes, I agree.
Now, and again, both teams I think are equipped that at the end of the day they're going to make the playoffs some way somehow. I think right now, because even if Worthy comes back, it's going to be his first game. All those kind of things.
He played one snap, right? I think Kelsey took him out on the first play of the game. So
at least early in the game.
Yeah. So I mean, it was the first drive. So he's got no reps. It's got to get into game shape, right?
And with having said all that, I think going to Arrowhead though.
I know. It's a toss-up to me, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Either one of these teams are going to win it. I just think the Ravens are going to be a little bit more desperate than the Chiefs.
Okay, well, you know what, though? I just looked at points against. Yeah. Baltimore's almost given up 100 points in 3 games.
Their defense is alarmingly bad.
Yes.
Forget about the fact that I still think of the Ravens as just a dominant defensive team. And last year they slipped, and this year it's even worse. And to wrap your head around that is hard.
Having said all that, I don't think Patrick Mahomes and my boy Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are going to allow the Chiefs to go to 1-3. So give me the Chiefs.
Over under on Kelce yelling at everybody.
Well, it might. Hold on. Do you have an update? Is Taylor going to be there?
It's in Arrowhead, probably. She doesn't go to all the road games, but I think she goes to a lot of the home games.
All right.
What else is she doing? She's not baking cookies.
Not on tour making $1 billion.
I saw somebody put that the other day. Somebody was like, "What else is Taylor doing? She's not at home. She's not at home doing whatever, And I'm just like, whatever, man. It's an interesting thing. I know this is a tough one, but this is a big game because 1-3. I'm not shocked if the Chiefs win. I'm not shocked if the Ravens win. It's just that it's going to be shocking whoever's 1-3 is what we're going to be
It's one of
dealing
those
with.
games that there's no way I would bet on it because I had no clue.
Exactly. Colts at Rams this weekend. I mean, the Colts have an offensive line. The Colts have a quarterback that understands this offense. As a veteran, and say what you want about Daniel Jones, he is looking like the Daniel Jones that was drafted. They have a running game again with my favorite player, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Go Tool time. He's a resurgent running back now. The Colts defense is doing their jobs out there. Rams letdown game last week. They should have won that game, blew it late. They look like a really good team out there. I don't expect the Rams. The Rams are going to be motivated in this game, and it's in LA as well. Are the Colts for real is the question. I think the difference to me in this game is going to be the Rams, the way they lost last week. They're going to come out, be ready to play, and they're going to be out there. This is going to be a close game. I'm picking the Rams because they're at home, and the way they lost last week, I think they beat the Colts and put them in the loss column, but the Colts are going to show up and look good in this game.
Danny Dimes, baby.
Danny Dollars is what we should call him now. He ain't no dime. He ain't
Danny
no bargain.
Big Dollars. Boy, oh boy. That Colts fan base, it travels. A lot of Colts fans all around the country. And you just never know how many Colts fans are going to be in L.A.
Well, you could say that about the Rams. You don't know how many Rams fans are going to be in L.A., Dale.
I'm just starting to wonder if the NFC West is all that in a bag of nuts. I'm going to go with the upset. Give me Danny Dimes and the Colts to go 4-0.
You did what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the guts to pull the trigger. I wanted to go Colts. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. After 3 games, I am a Colts fan.
Yeah.
I
They're
like
fun
what
to
they're
watch.
doing. I
Yeah.
like what they're doing. It's just the Rams lost last week. Sean McVay teams, bounce back from those types of situations there. And then you got Vikings-Steelers early game here on Sunday.
You can get up to watch that?
6:30 a.m. from London.
You have no reason not to. You're not at an ASU game Saturday night.
I know. Late night UFC fights that night. I'll be watching the BYU Colorado game at 7:15. Be late there from my living room. I won't be up to watch kickoff unless I wake up that early. Regardless, if I do, I just wake up that early. But I'll be able to catch. I'll catch like second quarter on probably from that point. Here's my question on this: Carson Wentz didn't look like a good quarterback last week. What you expect from O'Connell? 2 weeks now, getting ready for this game. I expect him to be a little bit better this week in that offense. Steelers, I mean, they're winning, but they don't look amazing out there with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback. They just, they've had to come back in a couple games and things like that. Games in London, I don't know on this one either. I'm going to go. I don't know, Dale. Who do you got?
Let me see here. Minnesota, 2-1. They scored 81 points. They've given up 56 points. And you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've scored 72, given up 77.
And they've had to come back in a couple games, big comebacks. What was it, a 64-yard field goal in order to tie up a game and beat the Jets, right? I think it
in
was.
overtime.
Yeah.
I as much as I'm actually cheering for an Aaron Rodgers comeback story. I think it would be great for the NFL for them to go on a run and all that. I like Kevin O'Connell. To me, is one of the top 2 or 3 coaches in the NFL. I think Mike Tomlin has served his purpose. So give me the Vikings.
You're going Vikings in this one.
Yeah.
Right. I'll admit to you, I was leaning Vikings going into this pick here.
You can't pick Minnesota.
No, hold on. The reason why I went to you was I had a feeling you're going Vikings for that reason. I don't know if Carson Wentz can do what we saw Sam Darnold do last year. 2 weeks, it's going to take longer than 2 weeks preparation to get to it. Then you have the distraction of a long flight to London. You don't have the same preparation. They're staying over there as well for a couple weeks to play on top of it. I think there's a lot of distractions on that side. I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this game, and it's going to be like one of those Aaron Rodgers comeback type of games against the Vikings. Probably a low-scoring affair as well, but I think the domination of physicality of Steelers is going to pull this out over the Steelers this weekend. So I'm going to go Steelers.
So you're saying there's only distractions from Minnesota. There's nothing for Pittsburgh.
No,
Pittsburgh, they're going to play in Pittsburgh, and they're just going to kind of simulate the game.
I'll put it this way. The Steelers are used to distractions. I don't know.
You're trying to go.
Honestly, this is another game that I have no idea.
You're the only guy I've ever met who doesn't even like the pretty trees in Minnesota. Don't understand it.
Wait,
look at that gorgeous tree.
There's pretty trees in
look
Minnesota.
Look at that gorgeous tree. Where are we? Oh, we're in Minnesota. No, it's ugly.
We crossed into Minnesota. Oh, why'd they get all ugly all of a sudden? They're the same trees on the other side, sir, of that step. No, I picked the Vikings a couple times this week.
This week?
This year.
No,
I hate the Steelers and the Vikings.
Yeah.
So there we go. So there's our NFL picks for the weekend as well.
Hey, by the way,
yep.
Did I pick Seattle last night?
You did.
I did.
You did.
And did you pick Seattle last night?
I did not. I did not.
I noticed you were going to come up with that the standings through 3 or 4 games and
well, this is week 4, Dale. So this is the week we'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do it now. So look who just walked in here as well. So
hold on, you just told me you're not coming in today. Yeah, you said you were gonna because you're gonna interview Joe Garagiola.
We got a show to do here.
Yeah.
Well, let's take our break here real quick. Come on back. We'll cover the D-backs yesterday and then hit up college football as well. We are here. You're good there. We got the monitors in here, and we got some guests in here, Dale. I forget I'm with Mr. Popular over here. Bruce Cooper and a videographer came in. I should have got his name. Here to get some roll here on Dale.
Yeah.
We're our last day at this studio. We're moving studios starting today. So Monday we'll be over to the new studio. We got some new desks on order and everything. So we'll be up and running at a new place on Monday. And then new desks are on order when that comes in. So new set coming our way. It's exciting times around here.
So if Coop would have came in a half an hour ago, when I'm talking about football, where I'm brilliant at, instead he comes in and you're literally going to talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks, and my stomach is sour.
Well, bullpen game yesterday, they get blown out. There's only one thing to talk about. And here's Torrey before the game talking about why it's a bullpen game.
Yeah, I think Zach could use the extra day of rest. That was a big piece of the puzzle. Same with Erod, and we felt like we were going to need one day of a bullpen outing to pick up the slack, and it was either going to be tomorrow or today. And we just thought today would be the best opportunity for us to win a baseball game, being able to match up with the guys we have against their team.
He said that with a straight face, Dave.
There is no way that he said that. Hey,
and he said it with a straight face.
Why do those two guys need an extra day of rest? You're going to get your rest on Monday.
Here's the other part of this that you have to factor in. They went to a full 4-starter rotation 2 weeks ago to get ready for the playoffs and so Gallen can start in game 1 of the playoffs. They went to a 4-man rotation, and you can't even complete a 4-man rotation. And you have to go to a bullpen game on top of that.
And you're going against Yamamoto. We figure, Beeks, Yamamoto, we like our chances.
By the way, last time they went to a bullpen game was in the World Series. Got blown out in that one. Bullpen game yesterday as well. Blown out in this one. In critical situations, you're doing a playoff push, and the Diamondbacks organization said, we're not going to put our best players on the field.
It does not
mail it
make any sense. I can understand if this is 2 weeks ago, you're a game or two out, and Gallen's tired or whatever. You got 3 days left in the season.
Yeah.
And then you're off until April.
What's the benefit of this? So he said you need a bullpen game either yesterday or today. So 1 day rest. Now, Jody Jackson, in fairness, you guys all know Jody Jackson, right? G.K. Mann said Gallen has been gassed. He had an illness cold over his last 2 starts, so he needs a day. He didn't ask for it, but the decision was made to give him the extra day. I have contended all year long that Diamondbacks do not let their players be great. If Gallen didn't ask for the day off, you put him out there in the best situation you can be in. He was able to start the last 2 not feeling well, but yesterday the organization decides he needs the day off. I'm just to the point, Dale. Well, I don't think the Diamondbacks are serious about winning.
Well, how I understand being under the weather for one start,
2?
but that's 10 days, 9 days in between starts, and now another 4 days.
And giving up yesterday's game against Yamamoto when your offense is terrible and that stuff. But what's the plan? You needed a bullpen. Erod couldn't even go yesterday. What's the goal here? It's just I'm sick and tired of the Diamondbacks in critical situation having, and it's an organizational thing. Let me be clear about this. I'm not putting this on Gallen. The manager and the GM make these decisions, and they consistently let Marte sit in big situations. Now they're letting Gallen and Erod sit in critical situations. Now you're 2 games back going into a 3-game series with the Padres.
Just tell me this.
2.5.
And I know Bruce Cooper's sitting around the corner. If this was 2001, and Randy Johnson and Curt Schilling and the manager came up, whoever it was, and said, "Hey, you haven't been feeling 100%.
You're not taking the ball out of their hands.
We're gonna give you the day off."
Yeah.
Do you think that they're gonna give that opportunity up?
No.
It's just
No.
again, I
I'm
can
tired of it.
understand. They're treating the last 4 days of the season like it's the first 4 days of the season.
Yeah. We need them to be healthy for the playoffs.
Stop.
How many times have I said it here on this show? On this stuff. Stop making plans for the next week. It's the here and now.
Yes.
There
is no next week.
Stop worrying about your playoff rotation until you make the playoffs.
Oh, it's just that.
It's-
I mean, to even say that.
I tell you, I turned the game on at 12:40 yesterday, first inning, and I went, "What am I doing?" I turned it off and was like, "I'm driving across town to go to the Cardinals game.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this. The Diamondbacks don't care enough to play their best players in these moments in a playoff push 2 years in a row. Why are we paying attention to them?
Now, my question is, again, and this is where I get confused. Where's that coming from? Is that coming from
GM and manager?
Hazen?
Mhm.
Is that coming from above? It can't be coming from above Hazen.
I would severely doubt the owner and Derek Hall are the guys making that decision.
So is that the call
Hazen.
from Hazen to Torrey?
I believe so.
Because then that bothers me even more.
Yeah. No, it was an organization. Gallen made it clear. He said he could go, and they decided to sit him down.
We knew we needed a bullpen game yesterday or today.
Neither times were ideal to have a bullpen game. The Diamondbacks punted yesterday's game. I would argue this. Diamondbacks with Yamamoto on the mound yesterday, the Diamondbacks looked at it and said, after that big mistake loss the night before in managerial decisions, the Diamondbacks yesterday said, we're not winning this game today, so let's go bullpen game. Let's put everything into the Padres series. The Diamondbacks as an organization, I'm not saying the players, the Diamondbacks as an organization punted yesterday's game after that terrible managerial decision with Perdomo and taking the bat out of Marte and Corbin Carroll's hands. They decided yesterday was the day that they had no chance to win. So they made sure they had no chance to win, and they're hoping the Padres series will be different. And it's just get knocked out of the playoffs and don't make the playoffs. Fine, it happens.
Yes, but
to
you do
not
it
fight
with your
for it.
best players.
Yes,
That's what you're going to look back
this
on.
would be like that year you guys started 0-2 and Emmett was there, and you guys were still and you had to win that last game to go.
Yeah.
And Jerry Johnson and Jimmy Johnson going, you know what, Troy? You need to get ready for the playoffs. Why don't you sit this one out?
Yeah, Emmett, you and Troy and
Yeah.
Michael, where you need you for the playoffs.
Yeah, we need you for the playoffs, and you're not in it yet.
But-
it is disgusting to watch what the Diamondbacks team is doing.
And I'm sitting here and look at this Yamamoto. He's a really good pitcher.
He's really good.
He's really good. But guess what? He has 8 losses on the year.
He's beatable.
He's lost 8 games.
And the way the Diamondbacks are hitting right now, too.
He's not 21-1 with a .08 ERA.
Yeah.
8 losses.
It
Hey.
it infuriates me, man.
It would. All I'm saying is that if I was a player on that team, an everyday player, I would be so disheartened. I would
Blaze
be so
Alexander
disheartened.
had an elbow the size of a basketball from getting hit in the elbow, and he played the next day. And the decisions to say. That's what's disappointing. If this was July, you give them the day off and you do a bullpen game. You need to be competitive right now, and they just made an organizational decision to punt. They aren't serious about winning. They don't care to win. I'm convinced of it. Call me crazy all you want. The Diamondbacks are afraid to be successful, Dale. Well, now, because they're those people that are like, look, we're probably not going to make the playoffs. So let's ruin it by doing stupid things. So now we can be like, oh, we lost it. Oh, darn. Instead of trying to do it and then not making it. They're those people. They're afraid of success, people.
All it does is when you sit back and you look at this season, and obviously they've overcome a ton of adversity, injuries,
I'll give them credit for that. Yeah.
But when you say, quote unquote, your best player, Marte, the Sunday before the All-Star game, so he can, I guess, be rested to go play 2 innings in 2 days.
2 weeks ago they sat him when they needed him.
But I'm saying, and then
last year they sat him when they needed him.
And then what happened after the All-Star game? Yeah. You're going to look at this and go, okay, something's off. I don't understand this. You can't explain it to me we need a bullpen. No, you don't. You're going to have 3 games left.
This is why you need an organization. Mm-hmm. Derek Hall and Ken Kendrick need to do an organizational, top-down look at this franchise. Are they happy with their GM and manager deciding to push the playoffs and not be successful out there and not try to win? Or are they fine with it? That's what we're going to learn this offseason. Because to me, as an owner, I can handle disappointing seasons and missing the playoffs. It happens. I can handle all of that stuff. What I can't handle is the lack of effort to get there and they're holding their players back, Dale. And that's what's disgusting about this in this situation. I don't understand it. It's the most frustrating thing about it. And I don't get it, and it drives me nuts. And we need changes to where guys want to play. This is why you play sports, isn't it, Dale? You play sports for these moments. You're not playing sports for April and May. You're playing to go for a playoff run right now. And players and organizations going, it's all right, guys.
Well, the thing is, you never know when you have an opportunity to make the playoffs. You never know when that next opportunity is going to come.
That's issue number
or if it's going to
But this is the problem. They didn't learn it last year when they did the same thing and missed it by a game. They didn't learn it last year. That's where it gets frustrating. The organization is okay with doing this. And to me, it's unacceptable. Show me another team in the playoff hunt right now that's doing this. I'll wait. Yay. The good news is, and just tweeted in at TME Sports Show, D-backs postseason tickets will go on sale tomorrow, folks.
They are not going to.
Saturday, September 27th. It's from the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks remain in the thick of the heated wildcard race. D-backs faithful can secure seats for potential postseason home games. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, Saturday, September 27th, 9 a.m., Dale. Are you going to get in line for these tickets?
All right, let's move on to your ASU Sun Devils.
And also says, can someone give Torrey the day off? I know that this is a long season, and I'm sure it's been wearing on him that there are lots of decisions he has been making from the analytics sheet. Well, he's about to have a whole offseason off and maybe a career afterward. I'm not kidding. Derek Hall and Ken Kendrick are going to send the message this offseason, do we want success here or are we okay with mediocrity? Keeping Torrey, keeping Mike Hazen this year is going to say we're okay with mediocrity. We're okay with not fighting for playoff spots. If they move on from them, they'll send the message they want something better here. That's the message coming from the ownership this offseason coming up. ASU Sun Devils tonight. We already know you're picking TCU.
Look out for Cade Bennett.
I'm looking forward to watching him play in person because I've watched him. I watched the SMU game last week, and he's a tough dude, man. You if people don't know, tell us your history with Cade and number. I just forgot 71.
No, I think he's 62.
Oh, 62. Yeah,
62,
okay.
61.
I'll look it up, yeah.
He's a starting left guard for TCU.
Yeah.
Went to Notre Dame Prep out here in North Scottsdale. Been working with him since basically he was a freshman in high school, and been bounced around a little bit. Oklahoma State,
60 by the way.
60. Oklahoma State, San Diego State. Now he's settled down at TCU. Was injured last year. has a chance. He has a chance to play in the National Football League. Got to stay healthy this year, keep playing like he does. I'll keep an eye on him. I think it's going to be one heck of a game tonight.
I think it's going to be a close game. ASU does not play in Big 12 games, and they're never blowouts. If they're close. Win or lose, they're close, right? For the most part. There's been a few exceptions. Of course, Iowa State championship game last year, and then, of course, Arizona game. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think this is an even matchup here for these teams going into it tonight. The key to me in this game, though, I'm going to say it for how many weeks in a row now? How many games are we in? ASU's got to figure out how to have a fast start on offense. I cannot sit through another game where the offense is terrible for a half like I did last night, and I've been sitting in for all season long. We need a fast start on offense tonight. It doesn't mean – I'm not saying they need to be up 21-0, but they need to not have a bunch of 3-and-outs or that type of stuff here. This game's going to come down to the defenses, folks. ASU's defense and TCU's defense is going to be what wins the game for who ends up winning this game tonight. Coming up here, you got to stop the big plays. You got to stop the long drives. You've just got to, get the ball out of the offensive hands as quickly as possible. I think this is going to come down to probably a late field goal, maybe a late touchdown for somebody to win it. The positive side is ASU has proven time and time again they can be there in those situations, and they win them more than they lose them these last couple of years.
Couple things. Number one is the real Sam going to show up?
Mm-hmm.
Are the Heisman dreams dashed enough that he can just concentrate on winning football games? And when you look at that, and the other thing, you really can't overlook it because it's already come into play. ASU has a field goal kicker this year.
And that's it.
I mean, last year they rotated between Bruce Cooper, Steve McCollum, and Dale Hellestratt.
I tried out, man.
And we all sucked.
I had to switch to those skateboarding dreams after I didn't make the team last year.
But the question that I have is, with the weather looking like it's going to be
how does that change the offense?
Is that going to come into play?
I like ASU's running game better than I like TCU's running game. If it's a slob knocker, muddy rain fest, I like ASU's chances better than I do like TCU's in that situation. I think TCU wins by their quarterback tonight. The TCU comes and goes by their quarterback tonight.
Okay.
ASU has a running game.
But by the way, I loved to play in the rain. The muckier and muddier the conditions, because I didn't have a whole lot of athletic ability, so I didn't lose any. All the other guys did.
I love that. I love that saying by you. It made them worse, so it made me better.
I was just as good as I was with rain or no rain, and so it'll be interesting to see if the weather holds off, if it comes, what's going to happen there.
Well, here's the other side. I mean, what if they just say 50% chance of rain, and I know it said 6:30. Last night when I looked, it said 6:30 p.m., but it also said it was going to rain during the day. So if it rains during the day, that field conditions are going to be one thing. And if it holds off and then it rains during the game, that'll be another situation. So you could have two different things. ASU's favored by 3.5 in this game, and I think that's about right. This is going to be a close game. It's going to be a battle. Obviously, we're picking this game tonight, 6 p.m. over here at Mountain America Stadium. I'm looking forward to this game a lot tonight. Here's the other side of it. ASU's going up against a ranked opponent. It is an important. They have a bye week next week, but their next 5 opponents all have one loss right now. This is a murderer's row of a schedule, and some of those games are on the road. You're at Utah. You got at Utah. You've got at Texas Tech here for the next 2 after the bye week. This is a murderer's row. You lose this one tonight, you have a potential of a letdown season coming your way. This is how important this game is tonight. I got ASU winning this game. They're going to win it late. It's going to be a 3 or a 7 point game, or maybe 5-7. If a touchdown puts them up by a couple. And this is going to be a dogfight, and I think ASU pulls this out in a close one tonight, Dale.
The rain is supposed to now move in at between 3 and 4 o'clock, but then it says at 5, 6, 7. Nothing but partly cloudy.
Okay. So the field will be a muck before the game.
No, they'll cover it. They'll cover it. Yeah,
okay.
It'll be covered.
But it'll be covered at 4 when they're out there warming up and stuff still?
What time is the game?
6.
Yeah, they'll keep it
Okay.
covered.
Well, we
till
get there an hour before, and
4:30.
they've been out there for 20, 30 minutes working. So I don't
Yeah.
know when they would
Yeah.
uncover it. Yeah.
Go out
We
to the practice bubble.
We don't have rain problems here in Arizona.
No,
very
not very often.
so I
Not
don't know
very
when
often.
I don't know when they uncover them.
Well, just because my main guy Bruce Cooper's here, and he lives, breathes, and dies ASU. I love this coaching staff, and we've talked about that ad nauseum. I love what they've done here, overcoming what happened in the previous regime,
I think it's sold out too.
and hopefully it's a loud crowd.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
But then I got a personal
I know.
thing.
Well, you can root for Cade to have a great game and they still lose.
Yeah, I could, or I could root for Cade to have a good game and for TCU to win. I think just to be different. I mean, there's nothing I like about TCU. I mean, I don't.
You're
like
gonna go with your hated rivals from SMU.
I don't like the purple color. I don't like Fort Worth.
I just realized what I'm wearing today.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna
I went
point that
purple
out.
today.
Yes, you might want to change when you go home.
Well, I will. I got an ASU shirt, blackout tonight.
Oh, the blackout.
I didn't realize I have no laundry, so this is my last polo shirt I have clean. I didn't even realize it was purple.
So while Ethan's homesick, you can't tell him to do the laundry? He can do laundry for crying out
I didn't even
loud.
think about that.
Jeez. But no, I'm going to go with the Horned Frogs from Fort Worth to
Wow.
win the game tonight.
And you do hate ASU.
I kind of hope I'm wrong.
A lot of ranked games this week. 21 ranked USC at 23 ranked Illinois. Illinois showed their true selves last week.
Yeah.
They were awful. Indiana just dominated them. USC, I don't think is a very good team this year, but they have to go to beautiful Champaign, Illinois.
See,
this weekend.
those pretty boys from Southern California are going to have to go up to cow country in Champaign. And I know exactly what they're going to do when they get off the team bus. They're going to go, it stinks around here.
Like you did last week
Yes!
at Red Mountain. You text me and go, I smell cows.
Yeah, I smell cows out here.
I got SC winning this game tonight. Winning this game this weekend over 23 ranked Illinois. I have no faith in them after last week.
No.
blowout.
You know what? But give me Bielema.
Yep.
I think you'll have them ready to play. And the pretty boys from Southern California don't want to play in Champaign.
Fourth ranked LSU, 13th ranked Ole Miss in this game. I'll tell you this off the bat. I love Ole Miss in this game. Love them in this game. I can't stand their coach, and I hope he loses every game that he plays. I can't stand Lane Kiffin. There's nobody in a coaching thing I root against more. And keep in mind, I also can't stand Brian Kelly. They're the two people, two of my favorite coaches to just find disgusting out there. Ole Miss, I love them in this game as an upset over LSU. Which coach do I hate? Which coach do I trust the most out of these two? Brian Kelly is who that would be. I'm still going to go Lane Kiffin with an upset at home with Ole Miss, but I don't like picking it.
Did you see where Lane Kiffin's trying to rehab his reputation,
great.
his relationships?
Great. You
I mean,
don't change stripes, man.
That's pretty mean of you, actually, to say.
You're still the guy you are. You just put a mask over it.
Wow.
He wants to hide it now.
Give me the Tigers from Louisiana.
You're going LSU on the road there.
Yeah.
Number 6, Oregon. Number 3, Penn State. Oh, baby. Dale, what time does this game kick off?
You know what? I
thought you knew off the top of your head.
No.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
Did you know?
I generally don't like it. It's a late afternoon game. It is not a night game. Well, it is a night game for there. It's 4:30 p.m. our time.
Okay.
Whiteout, I'm assuming, it being a night game. I'm not 100% sure on this. Oh, any other situation, I would pick Oregon to win this game. SEC country. I'm sorry, Big Ten country. Penn State, night game, intimidating crowd there in that stadium. I am not confident in this pick whatsoever because Franklin always lets you down. I'm picking Penn State in this game, and I don't know why.
Well, because you want to be wrong and you always lose to me. I think Oregon, their speed, athleticism is going to be a little too much for Penn State, and you're right. I can't remember the last time Penn State went through a season undefeated
Yeah.
without a dud of a game. Usually it's against a subpar opponent.
Yes.
But I think Oregon goes up there.
Really, on the
Happy
road in the
Valley.
night,
Yeah.
really. Arizona, Iowa State's our last game here, 14. There's other ranked teams out there as well.
Give me the Wildcats.
You got Alabama, Georgia. It's not our official pick. I think Georgia's going to boat race Alabama in this game. Just to give you guys a heads up on that. You got the Wildcats?
Give me the Wildcats of Arizona to start 4-0. I mean, they're the best team in the state right now, so hopefully they'll uphold the pride of Arizona.
Iowa State is 5.5-point favorites going into this game. They have not looked especially well this year. 4 p.m. kickoff, Ames, Iowa. It's an intimidating place to play. It's Arizona's first road game.
Yeah.
Arizona gets boat raced in this game. They lose by at least 14 points this weekend.
You're giving me
at Iowa
14
State.
points? I'll bet you lunch.
All right, deal. Let's do it.
Wow.
Let's do it. It's unfair. It's your first road game. It's unfair that it's Ames, Iowa is your first road game. You've had success this year about opponents. You just had a bye week. You're feeling your oats a little bit.
Oh, they're healthy,
A
wealthy.
physical Iowa State team is going to, and I'm not saying Arizona's bad. I'm just saying this is lining up not in Arizona's favor. If this game was it was a couple more weeks down the line, might be a different story. I think Iowa State, this is a get-right game for Iowa State this
It's
weekend.
going to be 65 degrees in Ames, Iowa. The Wildcats are going to feel right home. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Brock Purdy doesn't still play there, does he?
No. The quarterback's pretty good, though.
Okay.
We picked every game differently this week.
And who are you going to go with, folks?
And I'll put that when I do the graphic. I'll put that out there for everybody. Dale's busy show today on a Friday, man.
Yeah.
We got to knock off these Thursday night NFL games, Friday night ASU games. Diamondbacks deciding not to go for a playoff push when they're in it.
Well, I made it easy. If they don't care, I don't care.
You're going to watch the games this weekend, though, aren't you? They're in it still, too.
Diamondbacks?
2.5 out?
No. There's too much else.
You're at Red Mountain.
No.
Oh, you're at
Hamilton Centennial night.
Ooh, that'll be a good one.
Should be a good one.
You're not going to have a running clock tonight.
I would not think so.
Queen Creek at Basha tonight. That's Basha's going to win that one pretty good.
That's running clock.
That I don't know if a running clock, but it's going to come close to that. Just Basha's. They're 25 nationally ranked now, so they're pretty dang good, folks. Right? Desert Ridge is out at Williamsfield tonight. Williamsfield is a really good team out there. That's going to be a tough one for Desert Ridge. And don't forget, Scottsdale Christian Academy, those traveling buses, maybe some raincoats, maybe some tarps over them tonight with weather in the northern part of the state. Going up to Chino Valley today, of course, to play up there. First big test for them on the season.
Yep.
We'll have to see what happens there. We'll have more on that. Mercury tonight, playoffs, Dale. I know you're in for that. Have that on in the background while you're calling your game.
We're overtime, Steve.
See you on Monday morning. The McCollum on Business at 11 o'clock. We are moving this weekend. As soon as we're done with McCollum on Business, Riley and the guys are packing everything up, getting them over to our new set. We'll have the same stuff. Like I said, we have everything on order, but that'll be on Monday. We'll hopefully see you Monday morning if everything goes well.
Good luck to us.
See you then, everybody. Have a great weekend.